chronicle legalization through the eyes of 6 women who are basically transitioning from the medicinal market that was operating under Prop 215 into the newly regulated commercial cannabis market. So I think that this film is going to be honestly like a perspective that a lot of people will have not seen. First of all, because it's through the eyes of these amazing women, which when in the media have we seen anything like this with regards to cannabis? And secondly, like a historic archive of like this moment that is the birth of a new industry and the end of a way that these legacy growers, cultivators, operators have existed. So it's a very special project. And to your point about raising money through the Kickstarter, the documentary films are often passion projects. I've been a filmmaker for a long time and decided to dedicate my life to my creative work about 2 years ago. I hit midlife and I'm like, oh my God, I can't look to the man anymore. I have to do what I want to do because I've got like 2 art degrees and I'm like, let me be the filmmaker I'm supposed to be. So I'm blessed that I was able to make this transition, but now I'm at a point where it's crucial to raise some money to finish the project. And we've been rolling out all this amazing content during the Kickstarter campaign. It's kind of been a birthing of the project. And I can't be more grateful at the moment for the support of the community to be contributing. We have a ways to go. We also have, I guess we have about 21 days to go for the campaign. It's one of those all or nothing campaigns. So it's stressful. I'm not really sleeping because unless I need to raise the $50,000 in order to receive the $50,000 that I'm trying to raise. But yeah, so it's documentary film, and here we are. And the women on this call and the women on this call are focused for the Northern California cultivation. There are other ladybugs in the film that represent Southern California and other areas of the cannabis industry. But I thought since you're in Santa Cruz and the kind of focus is on cultivation, I'm thankful for them to be on the phone and each share a little bit of their story that I'm capturing. So.
I love it. I love it. Well, maybe we can, and I appreciate the mobilization of the farmers on the line, and thank you all for sharing your time, and maybe let's hear a little bit about each person's work with the plant, and shed light a little bit of for our audience. We've been chronicling since 2015 this transformation, a metamorphosis from our cooperative Prop 215 caregiving and medical garden eras to the Medical Cannabis Regulation Safety Act into, of course, Prop 64. And Prop 64 continues to evolve and shift. We're flying the plane as we build it, as they say. So Chia, can you give some insight onto your farm and how everything is, where are you at with your transformation into the legal market?
Well, sure. I'd be happy to do that. I basically am a second generation cannabis farmer. I was born into the industry. My father has cultivated on a small scale in his backyard since I was born and before. And I and my husband both farm currently on our farm for the last 20 years or so together. And he's also a second generation cannabis farmer. And we worked under the medical collective model for many years. And actually, every time there was any option to go towards the legal route, we did that. And we took all the steps necessary, and it just kind of evolved naturally into what we're doing now, which is we have a farm alliance. And we started out with ourselves and our neighbors. There was 3 farms in the beginning, and now we have 60 farms in Mendocino County, and we help them with compliance. We help them get legal, stay legal, get branded, get distribution, sales, marketing. We help them in their farms and in many other ways, supportively. And basically, we're just like a big cultivating family up here in Lindo.
Beautiful. Yeah, I think cooperatives and kind of it's a good time for us to organize as a community and find ways to complement each other, not reinventing the wheel, but aligning in ways that are going to contribute to this joint success. I think Mendocino is a very it's inspirational as far as the regenerative agriculture and the best practices of aligning your grow with the values and then stewarding with nature, with the hugocultures, all these great examples of building living soil and kind of nurturing biological intelligence and having cannabis, kind of as a piece of that entourage of that greater orchestra of life. But more importantly, it's we're kind of returning to our original roles of just stewarding biology and managing the land. Karen, can you speak to a little bit of your experience in being a part of a documentary? How has that process been? And this historical moment is it's so important to capture what's happening, to our legacy community of cannabis stewards, and your thoughts to the importance of this story that you all are a part of.
Of capturing really incredible details about what all of us are going through all the time. And I have to tell you that there have been some twists and turns that none of us have, those of us that are in the business and fighting to be in the business, have anticipated, and the cameras have been there. Chris and the crew have been there. The time that they came to my county planning commission expecting me wholeheartedly to get final approval so we could all go out and celebrate and have champagne that night, and the, and the county denied me my permit, and she was able to capture 10 angry old white men saying no to my cannabis permit. It was pretty darn amazing. So it's just been a real and she just captured now something for the film this past week that's going to shake up the industry all the way around. I can't even tell you about it right now. It's so unbelievable what has just happened to me and several of my colleagues. And there she was with the cameras. And so filming the documentary has been an incredible experience, and I'm so proud of the work that Chris has been doing on this, and want to support her as much as we possibly can in this Kickstarter campaign so she can finish this very, very important film. I mean, honestly, you will not believe some of the things that she has caught on camera. It's amazing, just amazing.
Dr. Joyce, can you shed some light on, I think that's a good case in point is that, this isn't what we romanticized about when we thought of, a legal era. It's humbling, it's devastating. It's really, not exactly a walk in the park. And maybe you can kind of break it down for our audience how the realness involved with this moment in time for the cannabis community of legacy California cannabis stewards.
We really see that sorrows us a lot is that a lot of people that are going to be in need of the medicine are going to have, I think, a little bit harder time getting it because I would believe all of us women in Ladybuds are good about giving away a lot of our products to people in need. So a lot of people that are sick can't afford medicine. And so a lot of medicine is gifted out. And with legalization and corporates taking over, or big companies, a lot of that is going to be lost, and that's something that is extremely worrisome for Pearl and I.
with the changes in the industry. I'm sure there's still going to be a lot of people that are going to try to do that, but I see that happening less and less with bigger farms that are starting and corporations taking over.
Yeah, no, uh, definitely felt the impact of this shift when the company I worked for terminated our compassion program. And I think, education is a key opportunity. That the more opportunities we can elevate the consciousness of the consumers, a more informed consumer will hopefully support people like Ladybuds and communities across the whole state of California that really are passionate about wellness and healing, and putting the plant first too in a lot of our work, uh, because we've come from that background of especially um, Chia and her families. This is generations of people taking care of each other, and that's a very important piece to this culture. I think that's another key thing that kind of surfaces the more we have these conversations is, culture can be like clay. It's malleable. It can be shifted and changed and updated and rewritten. And I think there's some key values that we need to hold on to, even as industry and laws and kind of the social pieces of the community progress. We can't leave behind the medical values that came from the medical movement, um, that this whole thing was built upon. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the more the public can engage with the farms, um, directly, or at least have the farms working with distributors or working with teams that are going to be very transparent and very focused on education. I think that's one of our key remedies, is this: the more we can teach people how to fish, hopefully they can provide for themselves. But I think there's still a loyalty and a dedication that comes with when you kind of reveal what you're doing to the world and try to be a really informed and wholesome teacher. I think people really feel drawn to support that. And I think that is a testament of this documentary of Ladybuds, is kind of looking under the hood and beyond the Time magazine front page, or the website, all these Forbes clickbait articles. Like, let's look at the real deal and what's really going on in our communities of Northern California, but all over the state. And I do think what we do here in California really is going to set precedent for the rest of the nation.
That's really at the core of Ladybugs. I feel like we're creating a story here that we are in a bubble in California. I'm from New York, and my family cannot wrap their head around what I'm doing at all, and there's a lot of resistance to doing anything around cannabis. But I think that this project and the story that we're telling, that my goal is to have it be as authentic as possible by including these voices that, these are business women, these are mothers, these are people who, are transitioning from a way of life. They're farmers, and they're activists. And, a lot of people across the country I think will relate to these to the stories of these women and hopefully have them think a little bit differently about cannabis. But have people think about where they're getting their medicine from. Yes. What it's doing to the economic landscape of Northern California. The interesting thing that's been evolving with Ladybuds is that it's unfolding in real time. Like Karen mentioned, we have, when I can afford to send someone to film, I can do that. I mean, that's part of the fundraising thing. But we have had the cameras, for the last 2 years in these important places at City Hall, on these farms, at different meetings with different organizations like the California Growers Association. So we've been it's been a journalistic approach, to be honest with you. And I think that the project will ultimately, hopefully, educate consumers a little bit more as to the power of the dollar. You put your money where your dollar is and buy from the people that have the compassion programs, that are putting a lot of love into the medicine, that are growing organically and biodynamically, that, have these intentions that they want to support. So I think I'm hoping the film will be able to convey and represent, the mission that we're all talking about, and honor the legacy that all of these women have laid out for all the new industry that's emerging, frankly.
Scene, yes, I can't wait to see this film and to continue the the support drive, because this is a crucial time and we need to get to that goal so you guys have more than what you need. We're gonna do a call to action here on the radio. We're that's what we're doing. That's what we're here for. It's all about community. We are gonna take a quick break. You are listening to the Cannabis Connection. Our guests tonight are from the documentary film Ladybuds. I am your host, Christopher Carr. We'll be right back.
Did you know that you can experience medical benefits of cannabis without feeling altered? Jade Nectar, specializing in non-intoxicating cannabis formulas that maximize medical benefits while minimizing or completely avoiding the psychoactive effects of THC. Our patients are able to experience effective relief while being free to go about their daily activities without the distraction of unwanted psychoactive effects. To find out more, visit jadenectar.com or visit Kind People's Collective.
Rooted in community, Treehouse serves up connoisseur cannabis culture daily for medical and adult use customers. Treehouse specializes in edibles and concentrates. We offer a wide selection of flower and feature the best new products. Come visit our space at 3651 SoCal Drive in SoCal. Order online at ourtreehouse.io. That's ourtreehouse.io. Join our community to stay in the loop at ourtreehouse.io.
Grassroots Fabric Pots offers premium made-in-America fabric pots and fabric-raised beds sewn in Sacramento, California. Their products are chemically safe, BPA-free, and are made to last. Grassroots sells a wide range of products directly to growers and offers custom sizes to fit your growing style. Join the Grassroots Fabric Pots community by following @Grassroots Fabric Pots on Instagram or visit grassrootsfabricpots.com.
GrowFlow software has been designed specifically with cannabis cultivation and manufacturing and distribution in mind. GrowFlow is the most user-friendly platform available for state reporting. GrowFlow provides an all-in-one system for cannabis businesses. Book a free trial today at getgrowflow.com and connect with a specialist that will help you organize your inventory and best prepare for business. That's getgrowflow.com.
True Origins, a collection of artisan cannabis oils from Santa Cruz, California. Lab-verified, pesticide-free, available to manufacturers of THC and CBD enhanced edibles or other products. With True Origins, your brand is backed with premium source material combined with leading-edge cold-pressed ethanol extraction. True Origins delivers a clean and trusted supply line for your business. For more information, visit trueorigins.green.
Welcome back to the Cannabis Connection. I wanted to let everybody know that there is a family funk night and launch party for Micron Extracts. This is our good friends up in Oakland, California. This is happening September 21st, coming up Friday. The doors open at 8 p.m. This is at the legendary New Parish, 1743 San Pablo Avenue in Oakland, California. It's a 21 and up, yet the free admission with RSVP. Definitely want to check this event out. There are some legendary bands, some brethren, Boostive coming through, Creature, also special performances by Tech Tight, Robotic, Gypsia, and The Blaptist. I miss that guy. Hosted by Pure Powers. Big ups to Michael Smith and big ups to Micron Extracts. Congratulations on your launch. This is a great party. Do not want to miss it. Great opportunity to network and meet some friends. Also want to say thank you to CanMed is happening. The greatest minds in medical cannabis research are coming to UCLA for CanMed 2018. Don't miss this chance to learn from the latest advancements of medical cannabis science on top of the top names in the industry, including the godfather of cannabis research himself, Dr. Raphael Meshulam, Bonnie Goldstein, Dr. Ethan Russo, Stacy Gruber, David Mary, and more. Buy your tickets at canmedevents.com. Lastly, and most lovingly, I want to say thank you to Cali Clones and Seeds. This is a professional group that can provide cuttings for your growing needs, whether you are a novice home grower or a large scale commercial operation, or anywhere in between. They have commercial cultivars, but also rare lines. I'm very excited for our Maui Pacific beautiful sativa phenotype growing in the sun. I just want to say thank you to Cali Clones and Seeds for their support of the Cannabis Connection. Check them out. And if anyone has any questions regarding anything cannabis, feel free to follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, or email the cannabisconnectionshow@gmail. We are here for you. This is a community conversation. Welcome back. We are speaking with the team and the stars of Ladybuds is a documentary about women in cannabis and the progression of our community into a legal era here in California. And we are back. So welcome back to the show. And one major thing that I want to kind of discuss is what are the next actions as far as the film? Is it all finished, or are you continuing to document, or where are what? Yeah, exactly.
Leading up to adult use legalization, and then the year following to see how legalization affects the women in this space. So we are filming now, and we're going into harvest, which is exciting. I'm excited to get in my car and drive up north and see some of these beautiful gardens and film some harvest stuff. And we're going to be filming through the end of this year, December. And then, I'm in the process of hiring an editor to come on board and start post-production in earnest, which really means, pouring through 350 to 400 hours of footage over the course of 2 years and crafting the story in the editing room. I mean, I kind of have an outline as to where I think it's going to go, but, part of the joy and stress of the project is that we don't know where it's going to go. So whatever happens in the next few months, we'll be trying to film and wrapping up the story of Ladybuds. So this is a fundraising drive. I mean, we're raising some money on Kickstarter to keep going. we've been blessed to have received a grant from the Rogovi Foundation. We have a few people that are backing the project as investors, and my producer and myself are heading to New York City to go to ISP Week on Sunday, which is Ladybug was invited as the only cannabis documentary, a part of the Documentary Spotlight Week. They accepted 60 documentary projects where from Monday through Thursday, myself and my producer, Michael Katz, who co-founded the Emerald Exchange that you might know about,
Awesome.
to New York to pitch industry meetings from Monday through Thursday. So we have a full schedule that we're hoping to attract production companies, financiers, and establish relationships with distributors to get this documentary out in the world. So it's all part of making a documentary. I think from the beginning to the end, I'm hoping it will look like it's about a 3-year process. So we'll be in post-production starting October, November for several months, and we're hoping to premiere Ladybuds at a top-tier film festival late 2019, early 2020. We'll see what our options are, and then hopefully it will live out in the world, either have theatrical distribution or, you know, my dream is to be picked up by a major platform, you know, like a Netflix or you know, something of that nature, so that, you know, the rest of the world can see and honor, you know, these stories that aren't getting told. And frankly, like, you know, I'm really excited that I'm giving voice to women in this space, because of course there's a lot of cannabis media out there, but I started this project because I really didn't think any of that cannabis media spoke to me, and I wanted to see authentic stories from these women that were kicking butt in the space. So I think we have something special here, and I'm excited. And so that's sort of the framework of where the project's at.
Chia, can you speak to the importance of women in this space? I'd like to hear everybody's thoughts on this, because this is kind of the heart of what we're speaking to.
Sure. I just, wanted to say that each of our stories is so compelling, and it's really, Chris is taking a microscopic view of each of our lives and each of our stories, but really it's, the macro view is that these stories are so relatable from so many people in the industry and just as mothers and women in general. The stress of this lifestyle has gotten increasingly more intense, let's say, over the last 2 years, especially in my life. And, as the women in our roles and our lives and our families and our businesses and the way we walk in the world and our community is such a big role. And we put so much heart into what we do, and so much love and compassion. And also we're fierce, we're warriors. We are not going to put up a weak fight. We are going to stand up and put on it, pull up our big girl panties and, happen. So, this last year or two has been pretty wild ride, and I would have never imagined, being followed by a documentary crew, but really, it's so empowering to so many people and so compelling that, it's really exciting to see the women being spotlighted.
Yes, it is. I think it's going to be instrumental too in the education of the public, and I do wish you all the best, and would love to do what I can to help elevate this story and the series of stories. I mean, everyone has such a compelling story and has so much to offer, but I think it is also going to contribute to that greater process of desensitizing and educating, and hopefully unraveling the stigma around cannabis, because I too have family, outside of California, in the Midwest and East, that, yeah, this is still a very, you're doing what, and cannabis, what, and there's a bit of a culture shock still in our own families. And so I really commend artists and members of the community that are willing to kind of be vulnerable and to share. And this is a part of that changing and rewriting of the narrative of building community through cannabis, and unraveling 80 years of propaganda and stigma through an enlightened point of view, with all the realness in the mix. I commend you all on this process, and maybe Karen can speak to, the importance of this work and the importance of highlighting, a woman's voice in this space.
It's always been about the female, and that
Hmm.
is so true. You know, one of the reasons I think that's so important that the female voice in cannabis is that, as Chia was saying, as Dr. Joyce was saying as well, it's all about the heart and soul that we put into it. My company is an extraction company. I'm the largest women-owned and completely female-operated operating extraction company in California, and we've won numerous awards over what is mostly almost 100% male-dominated industry. And why is that? Extraction is extraction is extraction. No, 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 no. We put the love and care and attention to everything, and that's what makes the difference. I really believe that what's making the difference in the cannabis industry now, women in the cannabis industry, is that we know how to multitask. And if you're going to be successful these days in the cannabis industry, you have got to be able to handle a whole lot of balls in the air all the time, as Chris has demonstrated over and over, as Chia has demonstrated in running her business and with all of those farms that she helps manage and her family. And as Dr. Joyce knows, as running up against all the regulations and everything else that we've had to come up to. So it's all about the female. It's always been about the female, and the women in this business are gonna keep it all going.
Lay it on me, Dr. Joyce.
A camp, when they were guerrilla growing and really having to hide out. And she was one of the few women that were really in that business, running her own farms. Of course, she had some other women friends that were doing it too, but it was mostly pretty male dominated. And so she's always been in that business, and I've always kind of worked beside her. I'm an educator, and so it's been an interesting life for me because education and cannabis don't go hand in hand too well when you're an educator. But I kind of gave up I was a tenured professor and gave that up to actually spend my time doing this because of my belief in it and really working with Pearl. And I just really see that the women do put a special twist on everything that they do, as the other women have stated, and it is our love and our energy that we put into whatever we're doing with the growing and the making of our product that really makes our product stand out.
Agreed. I think the more our community can know the story behind what they are consuming and imbibing and taking into their bodies and developing that rapport with this plant, it's the sacred feminine. We are stewarding the most cosmic crop in the universe, which is the trichome gland on the flower. And you need intention, you need artisan craftsmanship and dedication, passion. There's more to cannabis than just commodity. I hate to see just so many talented farmers pivot and try to survive. I think there's a bit of a squeeze happening This is not, necessarily. Oh, it's very challenging. It's exhausting, and I think as far as coming into compliance and trying to navigate this new market. I think as consumers, the more that we can develop a culture of being attentive to where this product came from, who produced this product, the intention behind that. Speaking to your story, Dr. Joyce, that dedication and belief, the faith that you put into this work, into this community, and this plant is certainly a labor of love, and it's certainly, it's been stressful for a very long time, and it's going to continue to be stressful for a while. But I do feel that what we're building is this is legacy work, and I think it's very important for us to continue the path, to stay the course. Because there will be a generation to come and generations that will follow after that that will never know prohibition, that will never know camp, or get scared at the sound of helicopters. Let's keep onward and upward, keep on crushing, because that's what we do. Um, but it's not over yet, and we still have so many rivers to cross. One being this Kickstarter, ladybudsmovie.com, and I will share things. I have a link here that I'll try to share on our social media. But I think the big takeaway is the ladybudsmovie.com. It's a great way for our listeners to access the Kickstarter. And I wish you all the best. I do want to see this film on the major platform, wherever you desire it to go. I hope it goes there and further, because I see it as, a piece of the bigger puzzle of bringing this conversation to dinner tables across the country, hopefully all over the world. The more that we can steward a garden, right? It's the most revolutionary thing you can do right now is start a garden and have a lot of diverse and medicinal, plants in that garden, and food as well. But especially this plant, I know in my life and with my family, it has brought nothing but healing and closeness in all the relations, and it's got us all fired up to be outside and to be farming again and getting our hands dirty, and working in our communities, participating in groups and advocacy, getting to know local government and regulators and law enforcement. I mean, we're all just people here, and what an interesting opportunity, and what an exciting time to be alive, and to put our life force into something that we truly believe in. So, Chris, how can our audience continue to support this project of Ladybuds?
Well, thank you for all that, Chris. They could go to ladybudsmovie.com and contribute to our Kickstarter, which there's a ton of really cool rewards on there, like T-shirts, and even the Bud Sister salve is on there for a small contribution.
Nice.
There's some great rewards that tie us all back to community. Mendo Generations hats are on there. We'll have some T-shirts up there next week. So that's the easiest way to help us move forward with the project. Check out our Instagram or our Facebook page. Lady.buds is our Instagram handle. At Ladybuds is Facebook. And and the Kickstarter, and just stay in touch and share our content if you like it. If you want to see more content, spread the word. I mean, honestly, right now it really is about the financial end of it to make this a reality. I mean, I hate to say that, but that's kind of where we're at. But I do want to also give thanks and share my gratitude for the community. It's been one of the biggest rewarding aspects of making this project has been the wonderful people, the loving people that I've met in the cannabis community, all across California. We are, I don't want to say we're a special breed, but I really do feel like the people in the cannabis community are tuned into a certain radio station that is just, really keeping it real and all about love and spirituality and, well, the ones that I've gravitated towards. And so I really do want to thank the cannabis community for the support on this project. It's been really rewarding to get to know everyone, especially Karen and Chia and Dr. Joyce and Pearl. Felicia Carbajal is another ladybud that is in my documentary, as well as Sue Taylor, who is opening the first dispensary in Berkeley geared for seniors.
Awesome.
There's a really great group of women here that are really doing positive things in the world, and I want to give thanks to them. So thank you.
Any last words, Chia?
So much for just putting this out there and supporting all the ladybugs and the movie to come, and it's a really great cause, and I just thank you so much for offering up the space for us to talk about it.
My pleasure. And Mendocino Generations, how can our audience continue the conversation with your farm and all the farms you work with?
Well, we're on the web at MendocinoGenerations.com. We're also on Facebook, same, Mendocino Generations, and Arcana Flowers is one of our brands as well. And we're on Instagram, social media, Instagram, Arcana Flowers, and Mendocino Generations. And we'd be happy to open a conversation and talk to anybody about anything they want to know around cannabis and farming and cultivation and, permaculture and getting legal.
Yeah. Yes, we're all here, and you guys have a lot of fun. I gotta commend you on that. I mean, all this Kickstarter content, Chris, is just golden. Those little, SNL, eat your heart out. You guys got it going on. We're a loving bunch, but we know how to have fun too. And I appreciate the humor, and it certainly lightened up, my workload as I'm, juggling all these things that we all have to juggle, to stay afloat in this space and to continue to move forward. But I really appreciate the creativity, the humor, and the humanity. It means a lot to see really quality work getting out there. And Karen, do you have any last words for the audience?
Well, I think I just want to repeat that website link once again. Chris, it's
ladybudsmovie.com.
Ladybudsmovie.com. I've got bookmarked so many different ways. And it's pretty awesome. It's a very, very cute website. And as you say, the Kickstarter campaign is so awesome, with lots of clips from the movie in there, and the trailer, as many people have said, makes you cry. So please watch the trailer, and please consider even a small donation helps us get to our goal and get this movie made.
Dr. Joyce, Bud Sisters represent. Any last words?
The important aspect, and I'm just hoping that a lot of the listeners will check it out and donate some money so that Chris could get her project. She spent a lot of time just really having this happen, and she's been doing an awesome job. And so, yeah, go to the Ladybuds movie site and check it out.
Again, it's the ladybudsmovie.com. You've been listening to the Cannabis Connection. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening. It's been a great show, a really fun conversation, enlightening, and, again, very proud of the work you're doing. Keep doing it. Keep the faith. Keep doing everything that you're doing, because it's an inspiration for us all, and for a generation to come, and for the rest of our nation, as we kind of explore this new paradigm, this green renaissance, building community in cannabis. And check out that the Drifter launch party happening next Friday at the New Parish in Oakland. I want to say thank you to all of the supporters of this program. Thank you all to the listeners and the audience. Stay up, Santa Cruz, and have a beautiful weekend. I'm your host, Christopher Carr. Have a beautiful night.
From Capitola to Carmel, Red Hot News Time. AM 1080 KSCO Santa Cruz.
Peace out.